Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests of International Forum on Spice Route, IFSR 2022. Let me introduce myself. My name is Yoka Pramadi, and I'm from Research Centers for Society and Culture, BRIN. Let me share the presentation. I'm here to present our paper Preservation and Commodification of Spice Route Cultural Heritage in Banten Culinary Traditions with my colleague Tatang Rusata. So if we talk about the preservation and the commodification of spice route, or the interaction is in the 16th centuries, the Banten region was a very cosmopolitan port city. So it became a meeting place for various cultures, opening up cultural acculturation gaps and leaving a cultural heritage of the spice route. One of the mainstay commodities traded in Banten at that time was pepper. The people of Banten also trade other commodities such as cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, cloves, and others. The richness of archipelago's spices that form a network of inter-island traders and nations has an influence on the culture and identity of the people. The traffic of spice trade interaction that come from traders from various countries has an influence on the formation of the culinary tradition of their people. In this paper, we highlight that culinary is the fulfillment of basic needs, which is very central, in which there are social values adopted by the people who consume it. At the time of the Sultanate of Banten, there were several banquets that were identical to the Sultan's food and food to entertain guests. These foods include rabek and sate Banten. These two types of food are among the culinary heritage, are flavors from the past that survive to this day. Even today, people have traded the two foods, ranging from street vendors to large restaurants. So, if we talk about the concept of preservation in culinary, especially in Banten culinary as a culture heritage, Giddens, with its modern condition, are characterized by increasing levels of social and personally insecurity. With the destruction of established meaning structures, people seek new sources of identity that provide a sense of security in an increasingly volatile world. In this condition, the nostalgic heritage provides a rich source of identity for the community. One of the sources of heritage as a heritage that describes the main activities of society and as the most significant identity of culture is culinary, as Kurlansky said in 2002. As Bell and Valentine pointed out, eating is not only a means of sustaining the body, but becomes an important part of body politics. The existence of culinary for a society is not only related to the aspect of eating that makes it full and enjoyable, or the social aspect of hedonism. Food is also closely related to identity, bodily pleasures, including sexual desire, Richard said in 2001. So in Banten, as I said before, there are two main food that is heritage from spice route in the era of the Sultanate of Banten. The one is rabek. The Sultanate of Banten has long had a tradition of processing meat and combining it with various spices. Rabbit is processed goat meat that is processed with a savory, sweet, and thick Middle Eastern taste. Banten's relationship with the Middle East was very strong when the Sultanate of Banten was led by Maulana Yusuf, who succeeded his father Hasanuddin. Banten was visited by many scholars from the Middle East. At first, the scholars came to trade, but then they spread Islam to the interior. The second one is Sate Bandeng. Furthermore, Sate Bandeng is one of the typical culinary of Banten. This food, which is a combination of milk, fish meat, coconut milk, and spices, is known to have existed since the era of first Sultan of Banten, Sultan Maulana Hasanuddin in 1992 and 1970. Meanwhile, according to culinary historian Fadli Rahman, milk fish satay originated from the circumcision tradition of the son of the Sultan Banten, namely Prince Purbaya. The circumcision took place in a village called Pontang on the coast of Banten Bay. This area has the potential for abundant milk fish besides coconut, which is also an ingredient for milk fish satay. If we talk about that to culinary, we talk about the infrastructure and resources. Williams has had an idea, which is by utilizing available food sources, and there are several local residents who have culinary skills, culinary recompounding activities can be carried out. This means basic infrastructure related to culinary development. This figure explains that three elements that are important, which is communication, transportation, health, and safety, and also it become benefits and has had potential risks. For the benefits, there are economic development, regional prestige, employment opportunities, but it has potential risks such as sanitation, health safety, crime safety, and lack of expertise. This figure shown that we know that Sate Bandeng or Rabek, we said that commodification in this culinary as a cultural heritage, the commodification of tradition and art in modern context, so that it is able to trigger the preservation of tradition on the one hand, and the other hand, it provides added socio-economic value, which is the expected condition of the effort to promote culture. Identify entrepreneurs and social and cultural intermediaries, whether community members or external agents, in preserving and promoting food heritage and comparing their roles and behaviors in different geographic and cultural contexts. In a study highlighting why a culinary tourism campaign should include the Harrington and Ottenbacher in 2010 identified 6 key areas related to culinary tourism success. The first one is the strategy itself. So if the trader or the people of Banten want to preserve the culinary, they have to make strategy, the campaign strategy. And then the second one is cooperation between stakeholders. It includes governance and media and also on. The third one is leadership problems. And the fourth one is promotion of a culinary profile. And the fifth one is communication quality. And the sixth one is improved tourist perception. So we talk about conclusion here in our paper. So the spice path is a culture corridors, the interaction of various cultures. Gastronomy has a considerable potential as means of developing and marketing tourism areas around the world. And if we talk about gastronomic heritage, it's also not the same as the tangible heritage of sites and monuments. gastronomy develops precisely because the living culture around it changed. Communication is the basic of any activity, including in the tourism sector. First one, effective communication and promotion right on the target. And then the second one is serious, synergetic, and integrated cooperation between stakeholders in Banten. The third one is public relation, PR as a management function. And the last one is online media. Of course, it's an effective promotional tool for disseminating messages or information on Banten culinary tourism in the era of disruption. That's all for presentation from us. Thank you very much for the question. You can ask in discussion or you can email me. Thank you and good day.